and it's all yours.
Good morning, everyone. Hopefully everything is looking good. Can see me, can hear me?
Yes, me
Right.
too.
All right. So, thank you, Ari, for a wrap up of last year. Obviously, we are always a forward looking business, but of course, we need to know where we stand, what we've done in the past. You can't really set goals if you don't know what you've already done. And that's one of the most important things, especially for new members, the whole idea of setting goals, um, doing your life scenario. I know we don't really talk about that too much, but it's come up a lot recently, and now is a good time to think about those things. You know, every year, New Year's Eve, you know, we people make plans for the following year, or plan to lose weight, or you know, make friends with their enemy, or some kind of thing that they try to do fresh and new and better in the new year. And of course, from a business point of view, we always have our goals and dreams and so on. But what good is a dream or a goal that we didn't really keep track of, right? It could be gone in the wind, and no one would ever know because you didn't write it down or you didn't share it with your family and friends, your partners. So if no one knew you had a goal, then there's no pressure on you to accomplish that goal, right? No one would know whether you succeeded or failed. So it's all, you know, it's just a whisper goal rather than a real goal, a hard goal carved in stone. And that's something that's very important for all of us to understand, that Ari's talked about this many times in the past, that it's so important to write down your goals and then build a plan around those goals to go forward. So I encourage everyone, whether you print out pieces of paper or whether you do it online on your Atomy account, there's lots of different ways you can write out your life scenario. You can keep track of your goals, your projections. It doesn't matter if every detail of your goals comes true on the timeline that you started with. Obviously, life, everything changes. Nobody knew what was going to happen in 2020, the way this year turned out. No one could have predicted that. So, of course, we must adjust on the fly. No one can set a goal and that's it. It never changes, or we never change the plan to adjust for reality. Of course, we have to all be flexible and we have to all be ready for anything. This year's taught us that we just don't know what's coming, frankly. Now, it's amazing. The company's success in 2020 is just amazing, opening new branches, powerful growth. I think in Canada, sales are up something like 35%. Ari could correct me if I'm totally off on those numbers. And the company as a whole is having a good, strong growth, especially all the international and the new.
You're on mute.
Sorry, Dan. Okay,
Okay.
Dan, can you unmute yourself?
Okay. Um, so how do we set our plans? Well, that's everyone has their own plans, their own hopes and dreams, and it's up to you to build your own roadmap. No one's going to tell you how to do that. I'm just saying the roadmap is very important, the life scenario, and so on. Now, having said that, we're looking forward into 2021. So I'm in our group. I like to think of myself as very practical, um, in hopefully giving ideas and means of real world things that you can do to move forward step by step. And that's what we all must do, is step by step. We can't jump to the end of our story quickly, because if you expect to go from just joining and become a Sharon Rose Master in 60 days or something, that's not really a realistic expectation. You have to build. It takes time to get momentum and get new members and consumers, and even learn about the business and how to do things, and understanding the products, how to share, and so on. It takes a lot of education, a lot of practice, speaking to people as well. A lot of failure, a lot of success along the way, but everything takes time. We can't give up because things took a little longer than we first hoped for. So one of my favorite speakers in all of Atomy is Joo Young Park. Very young, dynamic speaker. He always has very good information that he passes along, and I always enjoy any time he speaks in the various channel Atomy videos that we can watch. I haven't seen really anything negative from him. He's always very upbeat and positive. And so today my presentation for looking forward how we're going to plan and grow in 2021 will be centered around Joo Young Park. And I'm going to play a few video clips from him to share exactly what I'm hoping to get across to you in very clear form. All right, now is my screen showing? You can see it now, correct? All right.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Here we go.
Before we get started, the first quote that I want to read to you is Napoleon Hill, okay? And Napoleon Hill says, the starting point of all achievement is desire, okay? Keep this constantly in mind because weak desire brings about what? Weak results. Just like a small fire makes a small amount of heat, okay? And I want to start with this because the first thing in the 8 steps to success is dream building. What kind of life do you want to live? What kind of balanced life do you want? Where do you want to live? What kind of car do you want to drive? How do you want to be able to spend your free time? How do you want to accomplish these things? Okay? And in this, I want you to picture yourself in a movie. You are the main character. Okay? You are the director. Whoever it is that you want to be, picture that in your head. How do you want that to come about? Because that's very crucial in you becoming successful in this business. So if you look at the PowerPoint here, it states that in order for you to achieve your dreams, you must first desire it. Do you want to become successful? Do you want freedom of choice? Earlier we heard the speaker speak about freedom is not just me going away somewhere, but the ability to choose who I can help, ability to choose what I want to do. And in order for you to be able to do that, you also have to have financial independence, right? So close your eyes for 1 second, okay? Imagine where you want to live. What kind of house do you want? What kind of life do you want for your children? What do you want to give to them? And that has to be real. It has to be something that you truly desire to attain, okay? So open your eyes, and now we have to start setting goals to get to that point, right? Every single day we have to choose to step closer to that goal. Let's think about this auditorium, okay? This was not here before it was built, right? But before somebody wanted to build this, it came out of somebody's imagination, right? The architect dreamed, right? He envisioned this auditorium. He wanted this kind of auditorium with these kinds of seats in this location. That's exactly what I'm saying today. What kind of life, what story, what movie do you want to draw out? And in order for you to do that, you have to first plan in your head, write it on paper, and you have to follow through to accomplish those things, okay? So that's what we want to talk about. And the second thing that I want to emphasize is commitment to change, committing yourself. The first point that we're talking about is be proactive about choices that you make, okay? If CEO Park says this, he says, you are the main character. You are the ones making the choices. So if you decide that you want to do this business, then you are choosing to have the mental attitude to continue forward. So don't listen to people around you who say, oh, that's not possible. Or we heard the testimonies today, right? how much can you possibly make from just selling toothbrushes and toothpaste, right? But you have to be the one in control of that situation. You have to educate yourself and tell them, no, it is possible. Why? Because of this, this, and this. And you lead these individuals to become a part of the system. And you educate them with the knowledge that you obtain from the Atomy system. The second one that we're speaking about is what? Be positive about every situation that you encounter. So if you look at this, it's talking about your mental attitude. I love this quote. There's a quote that states, everybody faces defeat. Everybody faces failure. But that can become a stepping stone or a stumbling block depending on the mental attitude in which you face that situation. So number 2 is very important, because if you are positive and optimistic about each circumstance that you choose to react to, then what it is that you're doing is you're leading the situation. So for example, let's say that you spoke to a friend, right? You spoke to a partner and you said, hey, do you want to sign up? Do you want to try this product? Let me introduce you to a sunscreen, or let me introduce you to X and Y. But they say, no, I don't want you to try that. You use that by yourself, okay? So if you are thinking about that situation in a negative light, then what happens to you? You start getting drained. You're saying, oh man, I thought it was going to work, but I was wrong, right? But if you are positive about this situation and you think, no, okay, but if you understand that 3 no's turns into a yes, if you are persistent, then do you lose energy, or are you happy that you only have 2 more no's to go? Exactly. You only have 2 more now, so you go again, and you get rejected again, but what? How many do you have left now? 1 more. Even though you're receiving the same no, it's different upon how your mental attitude is toward that situation. You guys understand what I'm saying, right? So this is very, very important. And the way that we can continue to make sure that we're going on that path is number 3. Be determined to change. Every single day we have to choose what we want to do. I need to be determined to put that into action. Just speaking, just understanding does not bring about success. It is what you choose to do with the information that you have that will bring about success in everything that you do. Whether it's a diet, whether it's becoming an auto sales master, whatever it may be, learning a new language, you must choose to change the habit that you had prior to new habits that will bring you closer, that will give you a piece of the puzzle that you are putting together to bring you to success. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what I want from you all. I want you guys to set the dreams, build your dreams, set your goals for each and every day. How many people am I going to meet today? How many people am I going to introduce this product to? What am I going to do today that's going to bring me closer to that dream of a balanced life? Because without being determined, without willing to give up something to gain something, you will not get there. I understood the faster I gave this information to other people, the faster my network would grow, and the faster my dream would become reality. So I pushed forward, and I started to attend the Atomy seminars. I started to educate myself, but not just alone, right? But with people around us. But you guys should be very, very grateful for the absolute price and absolute quality that Atomy has to offer for you. Because this means that everybody can become successful. And let me tell you why. Lots of different companies, you have to become educated in the product. You have to understand what's inside of the product, how it functions, why it is what it is. Usually products are very expensive. So you have to explain to them why this price is reasonable. But in Atomy, that's not what we teach. We don't have specific product lectures. We don't teach individuals, well, this toothbrush is this and this and this and this toothpaste is this and this and this. No. What do we say? We ask you to try it. Experience the product and share your experience with individuals around you, because the product itself will speak for itself. That's where the power lies. So that means that an average Joe who's not able to explain the system, who's not able to give a product lecture, will still be able to build their business, because all they have to do is what? Try it and share their experience. They don't have to have a 10-page PowerPoint explaining this, and this, and why you have to do it. All they have to do is trust you and your experience, because we're not here trying to sell them something. We're here sharing the good news with them and telling them how this can improve their current situation. So this is the most important part, being determined and being willing to change. What you must ask yourself today, okay? What are you willing to give up today to gain that part of the puzzle? How much desire do you really have inside of you? How much of that is burning white hot fire that you will be willing to change the different things that you have to obtain that? Okay? The next thing.
Now, Ari refers to this clip quite often, so Ari will recognize it quickly, I imagine. It's a very short clip, very simple. I will just play it. It speaks for itself.
So let me tell you a little story. Let's say that you're living in a 3-story house. You're on the 3rd floor. You wake up in the middle of the night. You're a little thirsty. If you're a little bit thirsty, are you going to go to the 1st floor to get some water? Or are you going to go back to bed? You're going to go back to bed, right? But let's say you wake up again. This time, man, you're really thirsty. If you don't drink that cup of water, you feel like you're going to die. What are you going to do? You're going to go downstairs, yes or no? How thirsty are you? Right? How thirsty are you? No matter how great Atomy is, no matter if Atomy can change consuming habit, it's about you. What are you willing to do to get to that place of change? If you want to change, then it starts with you. And I want to be real with all of you today, because Atomy has already created a system for success for every individual in this room and around the globe. How did you become so successful?
All right, so again, part of the same talk. Now, as I said a few minutes ago, I like to think of myself as a practical guy. Some of the presentations I like to put together are actual signposts of success. You know, how many boxes of Hemohim do you have to sell to get a commission, that sort of thing. Actual measurable things, rather than talking about things at the 30,000 foot level, which sometimes doesn't really help new members to understand things. It's simpler if you can tell them you need to make 10 sales, 15 sales, 20 sales to accomplish goal A, B, or C. So here we have some of the simplest, most straightforward advice anyone has ever given in Atomy, as far as I'm concerned.
How did you become so successful so quickly? Right? I started in 2013, February. In 9 months, I became a sales master. And then in a year and a half, I became a member of the Leaders Club, making $100K a year. And then 3.5 years later, when I was 29, I went into the Royal Leaders Club. Right? But everybody asks me, how did you become so successful so quickly? Well, this is very simple. I didn't sleep. Right? I continue to work and work and work. That's the beauty of Atomy. It goes at your pace. If you're willing to work 10 hours a day, then Atomy will give you a return of 10 hours a day. If you're willing to work 2 hours a day, Atomy will give you a return of 2 hours a day. But the speed doesn't matter. Why? Because there is an income ceiling. Yeah, you can get there faster, but it doesn't really matter. Why? Because everybody's going to end up in the same place. So it's about consistency, right? It's about consistency. So a lot of people say, I don't have that passion like you have, you know. I don't have that drive like you have. How can I become successful? And I tell them it's about consistency. if you don't have passion, then you need at least consistency. So I tell my partners, you have 10 days. Every 10 days, find one consumer. Is that doable, yes or no? That's very simple. You can't tell me you can't find a person who needs a toothbrush. You're telling me you can't find somebody who needs to what? Wash their hair? Who needs to brush their teeth? Of course you can. And how many days do you have? You have 10 days, right? So I said start a 36-month program, right? You have 36 months to create one consumer every 10 days. And once that consumer has been made, now step 2 is to turn that consumer in the next 3 months into a auto consumer, right? Somebody who sees the value in the products, sees that this is absolute price and quality, and sees that they will continue to use this and learning how to make those online purchases online, okay? Now you have 3 months. So in 3 months' time, what do you think will happen? That individual, as they see the value, they will start sharing with other individuals around them. And then that's what you call duplication. So does this sound difficult? It's so easy. But why is it so difficult? Because we are so concerned about what people think about us. Is that true or no? Yeah, you guys are, we are all so worried about what is she going to think about me if I say, wow, you should try this. Like, why? Because it's good. Why? Why are you coming to me to sell me something? But you can be real with them and say, listen, I don't make a dime off of you buying this product. Everybody buys this product at the same price. So if you benefit by using this product as a member, you tell me why you don't want to use it then. Can they give you a good reason? Yes or no? No. They cannot give you a good reason why they don't want to use it. It's just blatantly, I just don't want to use it, right? But you can explain to them why it is something that you're doing and how they can benefit from it. And it becomes a win-win situation. And that's what you do. 10 days, one person, duplicate them, and continue the process consistently for 36 months. If you do that, then you become what? A sales master. You create passive income of $2,000 a month.
So that's the end of my my little video montage. As I said, I really enjoy Joo Young Park's his style, his passion, his message is always right on the money, I find. And I'm going to hand it back to you, John. I hope someone got something from those clips. What we're looking for right now is planning for 2021, right? You have to find your own desire, you have to find your own drive and your own passion for this business. If you have no passion for this business, I'm not sure you're in the right business. But once you find your desire and you know that Atomy is 100% for you in the long run, then you have to write down your goals, you have to put a plan in place. I just showed you a 4-minute video that tells you exactly how to be successful one new member at a time. Was it too much to ask for, trying to find one new consumer every 10 days? I don't think so, but it's a practical, realistic goal for all of us to pursue. Now, one of the other things is we hear, I don't have anyone to speak to. I don't have a warm market. I've used up all my leads. I don't have anyone to talk to anymore. Well, we have Facebook. We have how many different kinds of social media. There's literally a couple billion people online all the time. That's our market. Now, obviously, you can't talk to all of them, and it's not always easy, but consider many of our members in this room right now are OFWs. That certainly is a market that any of us can address, can speak to, because the offshore workers are always looking for more ways to make money and more opportunity, especially if they can earn some good passive income and spend their time back home with their families. They don't even have to be Filipino workers. There's a lot of offshore workers Indian people, there's millions of Indian people around the world. I'm sure other countries, I don't know about, Indonesian nannies and so on, but I'm sure they exist as well. So if you really think you don't have anyone to speak to anymore, think about the offshore workers who would do anything to grab hold of a real opportunity to make money and go home to stay with their families for good. And that's the end of me for today.
Thank you about it, Dan. And thank you for that great video clip about Joo Young Park. So for some of us in here and those,